This silence, it's not an absence of sound, but a canvas, a vast, uncharted expanse within you, waiting for the brushstrokes of understanding, the vibrant hues of new ideas, the intricate textures of discovered truth. Too often we treat silence as a void to be filled, a discomfort to be escaped. We drown it in the incessant clamor of the digital world, the endless scroll, the fleeting headlines, the opinions of 1,000 strangers. But what if, for a moment, we embrace this stillness? What if, within its profound depths, we found not emptiness, but the very wellspring of our untapped potential? Consider the acorn. Small, unassuming, yet within its humble shell lies the complete blueprint of an oak. Not a sapling, not a branch, but a magnificent, towering sentinel of the forest. Its destiny is not to remain an acorn, but to expand, to grow, to reach for the sun, to deepen its roots into the earth. It is a testament to the inherent relentless drive towards expansion, a silent declaration that stasis is a temporary state and growth an eternal imperative. We too carry within us such a blueprint, a vision, a purpose, a future self yearning to be realized. But unlike the acorn, our growth is not entirely predetermined. It is a conscious act, a deliberate cultivation, a relentless pursuit of becoming more than we are today. This pursuit, this fundamental human drive to evolve, is not a modern invention. It echoes through the ages, whispered by the great thinkers, forged in the crucible of innovation, proven in the lives of those who dared to defy the ordinary. Think of the incandescent glow of Thomas Edison's laboratory, not just illuminating a bulb, but igniting a century of technological advancement. Was his genius born fully formed? No. It was forged in thousands upon thousands of failures, each one a lesson, each one a stepping stone, each one a data point in the relentless pursuit of understanding. He didn't just invent, he learned. He didn't just experiment, he adapted. He didn't just discover, he cultivated the habit of perpetual inquiry. His mind was a perpetual student, an insatiable explorer of the unknown. Or consider Andrew Carnegie, the titan of steel, whose rags to riches story became the bedrock of American industrialism. His early life was marked by poverty, by the grinding reality of necessity. But he didn't see limitations. He saw opportunities to learn, to observe, to absorb. From the telegraph office to the railroads, he was not merely performing a job. He was absorbing knowledge, dissecting systems, understanding the intricate dance of commerce and human endeavor. He didn't just build an empire. He built a mind capable of understanding and orchestrating vast, complex systems. He understood that wealth was not just about capital, but about the accumulated wisdom to deploy it effectively. His success wasn't accidental. It was the direct consequence of a lifelong commitment to learning, to mastering the principles of his chosen field. He understood that the greatest asset one could possess was not a factory, but an ever-expanding intellect. The world around us is a grand university, its curriculum limitless, its lessons etched into every experience, every interaction, every challenge. Yet how many of us truly enroll? How many of us approach each day not just as a series of tasks to be completed, but as an opportunity to expand our mental horizons, to deepen our understanding, to sharpen our intellectual tools? The vast majority, sadly, do not. They graduate from formal education and declare their learning complete, closing the textbook on their minds and sealing themselves off from the very force that propels progress. They become stagnant pools in a rushing river, slowly diminishing while the world flows onward, leaving them behind in its wake. This is not merely a philosophical point, it is a practical imperative. In a world accelerating at an unprecedented pace, where industries rise and fall with the speed of a digital download, where technologies emerge from the ether to redefine our very existence, stasis is a death sentence. The knowledge that propelled you yesterday may be obsolete tomorrow. The skills that brought you success last year may be irrelevant the next. The only constant, the only reliable anchor in this maelstrom of change is your capacity to learn, to adapt, to evolve. To cultivate the habit of lifelong learning is not a luxury. It is the fundamental survival skill of the 20th century. It is the invisible force that separates the thriving from the struggling, the innovators from the obsolete, the masters from the merely adequate. But what does it truly mean to cultivate this habit? It is far more than simply reading a book or attending a seminar. It is a profound shift in perception, a fundamental reorientation of your inner landscape. It is the conscious decision to approach every moment, every challenge, every interaction as a potential lesson. It is the humility to admit what you don't know, coupled with the relentless drive to discover it. It is the courage to step outside the comfortable confines of your existing knowledge, to venture into the exhilarating discomfort of the unknown. Think of the human brain not as a static reservoir of facts, but as a dynamic, interconnected network, constantly rewiring, constantly forming new pathways, constantly expanding its capacity. Science now confirms what the great minds of history intuitively understood. Our brains are remarkably plastic, capable of profound transformation throughout our lives. This neuroplasticity is our inherent superpower, the biological foundation of our ability to learn and grow indefinitely. Yet, like a muscle, it atrophies without exercise. It weakens without challenge. It stagnates without continuous input. To stop learning is to stop challenging this incredible organ, to allow its vast potential to wither on the vine. The journey of lifelong learning begins not with a grand declaration, but with a whisper of curiosity. It begins with the simple act of asking why or how. It is the childlike wonder that propels discovery, the insatiable desire to understand the mechanics of the universe, the hidden currents that drive human behavior, the intricate dance of cause and effect. This innate curiosity, so vibrant in our youth, often gets dulled by the demands of routine, the pressures of conformity, the fear of appearing ignorant. We are taught to have answers, not to ask questions. We are praised for knowing, not for seeking. But true mastery is not found in the certainty of what you know, but in the relentless pursuit of what you don't know. It is the comfort with intellectual discomfort, the embracing of the beginner's mind, regardless of your experience or accomplishments. This beginner's mind, a concept deeply rooted in ancient wisdom, is a powerful antidote to intellectual arrogance and stagnation. It is the ability to approach any subject, any problem, any person with an open mind, free from preconceived notions, biases, or the weight of past assumptions. Imagine a seasoned craftsman, famous for his intricate work, approaching a new piece of wood as if it were the first time he held a chisel. This is the beginner's mind in action. A profound respect for the material, a humility in the face of the unknown, and an eager willingness to learn from every stroke, every grain. This applies not just to vocational skills, but to every facet of our existence. To cultivate this beginner's mind in your relationships, for example, means truly listening, not just waiting for your turn to speak. It means seeking to understand rather than to be understood. It means releasing the need to be right in favor of the desire to connect and grow. In your challenges, it means seeing obstacles not as roadblocks, but as puzzles to be solved, as opportunities to innovate, as catalysts for new solutions. The beginner's mind transforms problems into projects, setbacks into setups for comebacks. Consider Abraham Lincoln, whose path to the presidency was paved with relentless self-education. Born into poverty with minimal formal schooling, he devoured every book he could lay his hands on. He walked miles to borrow texts, studying by firelight, his mind a sponge absorbing law, history, rhetoric, and philosophy. He wasn't just learning facts, he was cultivating a profound understanding of human nature, the intricacies of governance, and the power of language. His education was not handed to him. It was earned, chiseled out of long nights, and unwavering determination. His mind was his greatest weapon, honed and sharpened through tireless self-improvement, a testament to the power of a single, resolute individual to overcome insurmountable odds through the sheer force of intellectual will. He understood that true power lay not in inherited status, but in cultivated wisdom. The habit of lifelong learning is built upon pillars, each one reinforcing the others, creating a structure that can withstand the winds of change and the tremors of uncertainty. The first of these is intentionality. Learning cannot be a passive activity, a mere osmosis of information from the environment. It must be a deliberate, conscious choice. What do you want to learn? Why do you want to learn it? What specific knowledge or skill will empower you to achieve your deepest desires? Without this intentionality, your learning will be scattered, unfocused, and ultimately ineffective. It will be like sailing without a destination, drifting aimlessly on an ocean of information, never truly arriving anywhere of significance. This intentionality gives rise to the second pillar, curiosity, driven exploration. Once you know what you want to learn, you must ignite the spark of genuine curiosity. Don't just seek out answers. Seek out the questions that lead to deeper understanding. Follow the threads of interest wherever they lead, even if they veer off the beaten path. The greatest discoveries rarely happen on the main road. They emerge from the unexpected detour, the unexplored tangent, the quiet whisper of a half-formed idea. This is where serendipity thrives, where unforeseen connections are made, where breakthroughs often hide in plain sight. Think of Walt Disney not just as a visionary animator, but as a relentless learner. He didn't just dream of a theme park. He meticulously studied traffic flow, crowd psychology, architectural design, and storytelling techniques. He absorbed knowledge from every available source, from the mechanics of miniature trains to the psychology of cues. His curiosity wasn't limited to his immediate field. It was boundless, spilling over into every discipline that could inform his grand vision. He understood that genius was not just about inspiration, but about the relentless acquisition and synthesis of diverse knowledge. He cultivated a mind that could connect seemingly disparate ideas into a cohesive, enchanting reality. The third pillar is structured consumption. While curiosity-driven exploration is vital, it must be balanced with a disciplined approach to acquiring knowledge. This means developing effective strategies for reading, listening, and absorbing information. It means moving beyond superficial browse to deep engagement with complex ideas. It means setting aside dedicated time for learning, treating it with the same reverence and priority as your most important appointments. This could involve reading seminal books in your field, engaging with thought leaders, enrolling in online courses, or even seeking out mentors who possess the knowledge you desire. It is about actively cultivating a rich mental diet rather than subsisting on intellectual junk food. And this leads directly to the fourth pillar, active application and experimentation. Knowledge, like a muscle, strengthens with use. It is not enough to simply consume information. You must apply it. You must test it, experiment with it, integrate it into your existing understanding, and push its boundaries. This is where true understanding is forged, where abstract concepts solidify into practical wisdom. This could mean trying out a new strategy in your business, implementing a new technique in your craft, or even engaging in thoughtful debate to refine your ideas. Failure in this process is not an ending, but a vital part of the learning loop. Each misstep, each unexpected outcome provides invaluable data, informing your next attempt, refining your approach, and deepening your mastery. Consider Henry Ford not just for the assembly line, but for his relentless pursuit of efficiency and his willingness to constantly refine his methods. He wasn't content with the initial success of the Model T. He was constantly seeking ways to improve, to make it more accessible, more efficient to produce. He learned from his failures, from his competitors, from every single iteration of his manufacturing process. His genius lay not just in an original idea, but in the continuous learning and refinement that transformed that idea into a global phenomenon. He understood that progress was not a destination, but an endless journey of refinement, fueled by continuous learning and adaptation. This active application also requires a willingness to unlearn. Sometimes the most important part of learning is letting go of outdated beliefs, ingrained biases, or previously held truths that no longer serve you. This is perhaps the most challenging aspect, as it requires confronting the ego, admitting error, and dismantling comfortable mental framework. But true growth often demands such a dismantling, making space for new, more accurate understandings to take root. This unlearning is not a sign of weakness, but of intellectual strength, a testament to your commitment to truth over dogma. It is the ultimate act of intellectual flexibility, allowing you to shed what no longer serves you and embrace what truly propels you forward. The fifth pillar is reflection and synthesis. Learning is not complete until you have had the opportunity to reflect on what you have learned, to connect it to your existing knowledge, and to synthesize it into a coherent understanding. This is where true wisdom is forged, where disparate pieces of information coalesce into a unified whole. This could involve journaling, discussing your ideas with others, or simply setting aside quiet time for contemplation. It is in this stillness, this internal processing, that raw information transforms into actionable insight. This is the moment where new neural pathways solidify, where understanding deepens, and where you truly internalize what you have acquired. Without reflection, knowledge remains superficial, a mere collection of facts that quickly fade. With it, knowledge becomes integrated, empowering, and truly transformative. Imagine a master chef not just following a recipe, but understanding the chemical reactions of ingredients, the nuances of flavor profiles, the delicate balance of textures. This deeper understanding comes not just from cooking, but from years of tasting, experimenting, failing, and profoundly reflecting on every culinary outcome. They don't just replicate, they synthesize. They don't just follow, they innovate. Their knowledge is not just memorized, it is embodied. The greatest leaders, the most impactful innovators, the true architects of progress throughout history were not merely intelligent, they were relentlessly curious. They understood that the world was a vast library, and their lives were an ongoing expedition through its endless shelves. They never stopped asking questions, never stopped seeking understanding, never stopped refining their mental models. They embraced the discomfort of not knowing, recognizing it as the fertile ground from which new insights spring. Think of Nelson Mandela, confined for decades, yet emerging not with a mind hardened by bitterness, but sharpened by study. He learned Afrikaans, the language of his oppressors, not out of submission, but out of a profound desire to understand them, to bridge divides, to ultimately forge a new path for his nation. His mind remained a vibrant, growing entity, even within the confines of a prison cell. He understood that freedom was not merely physical liberation, but intellectual expansion, a continuous pursuit of wisdom and understanding. This commitment to lifelong learning transcends specific fields or professions. It is a philosophy of life, a way of being in the world. It means embracing every interaction as a potential lesson, every challenge as an opportunity to grow, every setback as a teacher. It means transforming your perception of reality itself from a static, predetermined script to an endlessly evolving narrative shaped by your continuous engagement and expanded understanding. The world is constantly changing, and with it the demands placed upon us. The industrial age prized stability and predictable routines. The information age values agility, creativity, and the ability to navigate ambiguity. The future belongs to those who can learn faster than their competitors, adapt quicker than their circumstances, and innovate more boldly than anyone else. The greatest competitive advantage you can possess in this volatile landscape is not a fixed skill set, but an insatiable capacity for learning. This is not a passive process of osmosis. It demands effort, discipline, and a genuine hunger for knowledge. It means carving out time in your busy schedule, prioritizing intellectual nourishment over fleeting distractions. It means seeking out diverse perspectives, challenging your own assumptions, and engaging with ideas that initially make you uncomfortable. It means embracing the discomfort of cognitive dissonance, recognizing that the friction of conflicting ideas is precisely where new insights are forged. But the rewards are immeasurable. The cultivation of lifelong learning leads not just to professional advancement, but to a richer, more fulfilling life. It broadens your horizons, deepens your empathy, and equips you to navigate life's inevitable challenges with greater wisdom and resilience. It fuels your creativity, ignites your passion, and connects you to the vast tapestry of human knowledge and experience. It transforms you from a mere participant in life to an active co-creator of your destiny. Your mind is your most valuable asset, a boundless frontier awaiting exploration. Are you treating it as a dusty attic filled with relics of the past, or as a vibrant, ever-expanding garden continually cultivated with fresh seeds of knowledge? Are you allowing its incredible potential to lie dormant, or are you actively engaging it pushing its boundaries and demanding more from it every single day. The choice is yours. The world waits not for your static knowledge, but for your dynamic growth. The future is not built on what you already know, but on your relentless pursuit of what you can know. This is not just about accumulating facts. It is about cultivating wisdom, about becoming a master of adaptability, a relentless force of intellectual curiosity. It is about understanding that the greatest gift you can give yourself and the world is the gift of your continuously evolving, ever-expanding mind. This journey is not without its obstacles. There will be moments of frustration, periods of intellectual fatigue, and the pervasive allure of complacency. The world, with its endless distractions and demands, will conspire to pull you away from this vital pursuit. The siren song of immediate gratification will whisper promises of ease and comfort. But remember the acorn. Remember the inherent drive towards expansion. Remember Edison, Carnegie, Disney, Lincoln, Fordich, a testament to the power of a mind in perpetual motion. The master key to success, as Napoleon Hill so eloquently articulated, is not a static formula, but a dynamic engagement with universal principles. And chief among them is the principle of continuous improvement fueled by the relentless pursuit of knowledge. It is the recognition that every moment is an opportunity to learn, every challenge a disguised teacher, every interaction a potential source of insight. So, how do we begin? How do we embed this philosophy into the very fabric of our daily lives, transforming it from an aspiration into an unbreakable habit? It starts small. It starts with awareness. Become conscious of the information you consume. Is it merely entertainment, or is it intellectually stimulating? Is it reinforcing existing biases or challenging your assumptions? Begin to curate your mental diet with the same care you would your physical one. Seek out diverse perspectives, engage with complex ideas, and expose yourself to viewpoints that differ from your own. This deliberate discomfort is where true intellectual growth occurs. Next, cultivate the habit of asking profound questions. Not just the superficial how or what, but the deeper why and what if. Challenge assumptions. Probe beneath the surface. This habit of inquiry is the engine of discovery, the force that propels you beyond the known into the realm of innovation. It transforms you from a passive recipient of information into an active interrogator of reality. Then, commit to consistent, focused effort. Learning, like any valuable pursuit, demands discipline. Set aside dedicated time each day, even if it's just 15 minutes, to engage with new material. Make it a non-negotiable appointment in your calendar. Consistency, not intensity, is the key to long-term intellectual growth. A steady drip of knowledge will eventually carve canyons of understanding. Furthermore, embrace the discomfort of practice. Learning is not just about absorption, it's about application. Take what you learn and immediately try to apply it in some way. If you read a book on a new business strategy, look for opportunities to implement it. If you learn a new concept, try to explain it to someone else. Teaching is one of the most powerful ways to solidify your own understanding. The act of articulating complex ideas forces you to refine your thoughts, identify gaps in your knowledge, and deepen your mastery. And finally, cultivate a spirit of intellectual humility. Recognize that no matter how much you know, there is always more to learn. The most profound minds are often those who are most acutely aware of the vastness of their own ignorance. This humility is not a weakness, but a powerful motivator. It keeps you open to new ideas, prevents intellectual stagnation, and fuels the relentless pursuit of deeper understanding. It allows you to embrace the lifelong journey of becoming rather than clinging to the illusion of having arrived. This is not a destination, but a perpetual journey, a journey of expansion, of revelation, of continuous becoming. It is the ultimate expression of human potential, the relentless pursuit of mastery, not just in a specific field, but in the very art of living. The cultivated mind, always learning, always adapting, always growing, is the most powerful force in the universe. It is the key to unlocking not just your external aspirations, but the limitless depths of your own being. So embark on this journey, embrace the silence, Unleash your curiosity and cultivate the habit of lifelong learning. For in its boundless pursuit, you will not only discover the world, but truly profoundly discover yourself. The very air you breathe, the ground beneath your feet, the intricate dance of light and shadow all hold lessons for those willing to observe. We often walk through life in a hurried trance, our minds fixated on what's next, what's missing, what's wrong. But what if we paused? What if we shifted our gaze from the superficial to the profound? What if we understood that every moment, every interaction, every challenge carries within it a hidden curriculum waiting to be unearthed? Consider the seemingly mundane act of reading. It's not merely the decoding of symbols on a page. It is a direct conduit to the minds of history's greatest thinkers, a silent conversation with giants. Through the words of Seneca, we grasp the timeless wisdom of Stoicism. Through the narratives of Darwin, we unravel the intricate tapestry of life. Through the treatises of Kant, we grapple with the very nature of reality. Every book is a compressed universe of knowledge, a lifetime of experience distilled into portable form. Yet, how many among us truly engage with this boundless resource? How many prioritize the wisdom of the ages over the fleeting distractions of the present moment? The challenge lies not in the scarcity of knowledge, but in our perception of its value and our commitment to its acquisition. We live in an age of unprecedented information abundance. The Internet, once a novelty, is now an omnipresent library, a global university at our fingertips. Podcasts deliver expert insights directly to our ears. Online courses provide structured learning from world-renowned institutions. Never before in human history has access to knowledge been so democratically distributed. Yet this abundance often leads to a new form of scarcity, the scarcity of focused attention, the scarcity of deliberate engagement. We skim, we scroll, we consume superficially, rarely diving deep enough to truly absorb and integrate. This superficiality is the enemy of true learning. To truly learn is to grapple with ideas, to wrestle with concepts, to allow them to challenge your existing mental models. It requires patience, persistence, and a willingness to sit with discomfort. It is the act of tilling the intellectual soil, planting seeds of knowledge, nurturing them with reflection, and allowing them to blossom into understanding. Think of the scientific method. It's not just a process for laboratories, it's a blueprint for effective learning. Observe, hypothesize, experiment, analyze, refine. Every mistake in an experiment is not a failure, but a data point, an invaluable piece of feedback guiding the next iteration. This iterative process, this willingness to test and refine, is at the heart of all true mastery. It's how an artist refines their technique, how an athlete perfects their form, how an entrepreneur hones their business model. It's the continuous cycle of learning, doing, and improving. And what about the teachers all around us, often unrecognized? The setbacks you face, the challenges you overcome, the criticisms you receive. These are not merely obstacles, they are profound instructors. Failure, in particular, is one of life's most potent educators. It strips away illusions, exposes weaknesses, and provides brutal, unvarnished feedback. Those who shy away from failure, who fear its sting, are simultaneously shutting themselves off from their most valuable learning opportunities. The great innovators Edison's thousands of attempts, Disney's early bankruptcies, Lincoln's repeated electoral defeats didn't avoid failure. They embraced it as an integral part of the learning process. They understood that every no was simply a redirection, every stumble a chance to find better footing. But learning is not just about the accumulation of facts or the acquisition of skills. It is also profoundly about the cultivation of character. The discipline required to consistently seek knowledge, the humility to admit ignorance, the resilience to persist through intellectual challenges, these are virtues that extend far beyond the realm of academics. They forge mental fortitude, sharpen judgment, and deepen empathy. A mind that is constantly expanding is a mind that is less prone to dogma, more open to differing perspectives, and better equipped to navigate the complexities of a diverse world. The human mind, when actively engaged in learning, becomes a powerful engine for progress. It's not merely a recipient of information, but a creator of new possibilities. It sees connections where others see disarray, identifies opportunities where others see only problems, and envisions futures where others see only the present. This creative synthesis, this ability to combine existing knowledge in novel ways, is the hallmark of true genius. It's how seemingly disparate fields converge to form revolutionary breakthrough. It's how the invention of the wheel eventually led to the internal combustion engine, how the study of flight led to space exploration, how ancient philosophy informs modern psychology. This continuous act of intellectual creation is not reserved for a select few. It is an inherent capacity within each of us waiting to be unleashed through the disciplined habit of learning. Every time you connect two previously unrelated ideas, every time you solve a complex problem using newfound knowledge, every time you refine a process based on new insights, you are engaging in this powerful act of creation. You are not just consuming information, you are producing wisdom. So, how do we ensure this journey of lifelong learning is sustained even amidst the clamor and distractions of modern life? It requires a fundamental shift in how we perceive time and energy. We often fall into the trap of believing we don't have enough time to learn. But time is not found, it is made. It is a conscious allocation, a deliberate prioritization. What are you willing to sacrifice, however small, to make space for intellectual growth? 10 minutes less of social media, replaced by 10 minutes of reading a profound article? A commute transformed from mindless scrolling to an engaging podcast? Lunch breaks repurposed for insightful discussions or focused study? These small, consistent choices accumulate, like droplets of water carving a canyon, eventually leading to profound transformation. Furthermore, cultivate a learning environment around you. Surround yourself with individuals who inspire intellectual curiosity, who challenge your thinking, and who share your commitment to growth. Join communities, both online and offline, where the exchange of ideas is vibrant and encouraged. The collective intelligence of a supportive group can accelerate your learning exponentially, exposing you to diverse perspectives and opening up new avenues of inquiry. Remember the power of mentorship. Seek out those who have achieved what you aspire to, those who possess the wisdom you seek. A mentor can accelerate your learning curve by sharing their distilled experience, guiding you away from common pitfalls, and providing targeted insights. They are living libraries, embodying decades of hard-won knowledge, ready to share their insights with those genuinely committed to learning. And finally, never lose sight of your definite chief aim. This foundational principle of Napoleon Hill's philosophy is not just about having a goal. It's about having an overarching purpose that directs your learning. What knowledge, what skills, what insights will bring you closer to realizing your burning desire? Let this aim be the compass that guides your intellectual exploration, ensuring that your learning is always purposeful, always empowering, and always aligned with your highest aspirations. The journey of lifelong learning is not a solitary one. It is a profound connection to the vast tapestry of human endeavor. You are not just learning for yourself, you are contributing to the collective knowledge, pushing the boundaries of what is possible, and becoming a more valuable contributor to the world around you. The world is constantly evolving, presenting new challenges and unforeseen opportunities. Those who embrace the habit of lifelong learning are not merely adapting to this change, they are actively shaping it. They are the pioneers, the innovators, the problem solvers who see beyond the immediate horizon and anticipate the demands of tomorrow. They are the architects of progress, building a better future, not just for themselves, but for all. So, what is the next lesson waiting for you? What new idea is yearning to be explored? What skill is calling out for mastery? The silence within you is not empty. It is pregnant with possibility. The world around you is not static. It is a dynamic classroom. And your mind, this incredible instrument, is poised for endless expansion. Embrace the journey. Cultivate the habit. Become the lifelong learner you were always meant to be. For in that continuous act of becoming, you will unlock not just your potential, but the very essence of your greatest self. The future belongs to those who never stop asking, never stop seeking, and never stop growing. Will you be among them? This relentless pursuit of knowledge, this unyielding commitment to growth, is not merely a philosophical ideal. It is the very bedrock of self-mastery. To master oneself is to master one's mind, to direct its incredible power towards chosen ends, rather than allowing it to drift aimlessly or be hijacked by external forces. It's about taking conscious control of your intellectual destiny, recognizing that your mind is not a passive recipient of information, but a dynamic engine for creation and understanding. Think of the disciplined athlete, training not just their body, but their mental resilience. Every repetition, every challenging workout is a form of learning. They learn their limits, then they learn how to push beyond them. They learn about their body's signals, about the nuances of technique, about the strategic thinking required for victory. Their physical prowess is a direct consequence of their mental commitment to continuous improvement, to the ongoing acquisition of knowledge about their craft. In the same vein, the truly successful entrepreneur is a perpetual student of the market, of human behavior, of economic trends. They don't launch a product and then declare their education complete. They relentlessly gather feedback, analyze data, study competitors, and learn from every customer interaction. Their business thrives because their mind, the engine of that business, is always evolving, always seeking new insights, always adapting to the ever-shifting landscape of commerce. They understand that stagnation is a far greater threat than competition. This unwavering dedication to learning fosters a unique kind of adaptability. In a world defined by volatility, uncertainty, complexity, and ambiguity, often referred to as the VUCA world, the ability to rapidly learn and unlearn is paramount. The rigid mind, clinging to outdated paradigms, is destined for obsolescence. The flexible, learning mind, however, thrives in chaos, finding patterns where others see confusion, identifying opportunities where others perceive only threats. It is the mental agility to pivot, to innovate, to redefine oneself and one's approach in the face of unforeseen circumstances. Consider the history of innovation itself. It's a testament to minds that dared to question the status quo, minds that were willing to venture into the unknown. From the first crude tools to artificial intelligence, every leap forward was preceded by a period of intense learning, experimentation, and refinement. It wasn't just about inventing something new. It was about understanding the underlying principles, the intricate mechanics, the nuanced applications. It was about the relentless intellectual pursuit of what could be, rather than merely settling for what is. This journey of continuous learning cultivates a profound sense of resilience. When your foundation of knowledge is broad and deep, setbacks become less daunting. You understand that failure is not an ending, but a necessary data point, a critical piece of feedback in the ongoing learning process. You develop the mental fortitude to analyze what went wrong, extract the lessons, and then re-engage with renewed determination. The scars of past mistakes become not symbols of defeat, but badges of experience, each one a testament to a lesson learned and a wisdom gained. Moreover, a mind actively engaged in learning develops a heightened sense of clarity and vision. As you acquire new knowledge and synthesize diverse perspectives, the complex tapestry of the world begins to reveal its intricate patterns. Problems that once seemed insurmountable begin to yield solutions. Ambiguities begin to resolve into clear pathways. This expanded understanding empowers you to see possibilities others miss, to anticipate trends before they become obvious, and to articulate a compelling vision for the future built on the solid ground of informed insight. This clarity extends beyond just external circumstances. It illuminates your internal landscape as well. Through continuous self-reflection, fueled by new psychological and philosophical insights, you gain a deeper understanding of your own motivations, biases, strengths, and weaknesses. This self-awareness, born from relentless inner inquiry and intellectual exploration, is the ultimate foundation for purposeful action and genuine fulfillment. You begin to understand not just what you want, but why you want it, aligning your actions with your deepest values and your most authentic self. The purpose of this lifelong quest for knowledge is not merely accumulation, it is transformation. It is about becoming a more capable, more insightful, more adaptable, and ultimately a more impactful individual. It is about unlocking the latent genius within you, the potential that lies dormant, waiting to be awakened by the spark of curiosity and the fuel of persistent effort. This isn't an academic exercise. It's a fundamental reimagining of your very existence. It's about recognizing that your life is your greatest classroom, and every experience, every challenge, every interaction is a lesson waiting to be absorbed. It's about shedding the limiting belief that learning ends with formal education and embracing the liberating truth that every single day offers an opportunity to expand your mind and elevate your spirit. Imagine the profound satisfaction of knowing that with each passing day, you are becoming more knowledgeable, more skilled, more wise, more capable. This isn't about chasing external validation. It's about the deep, intrinsic fulfillment that comes from continuously pushing the boundaries of your own potential. It's the quiet triumph of self-mastery, the profound joy of perpetual growth. So let this be your unwavering commitment to cultivate the habit of lifelong learning, not as an obligation, but as the ultimate privilege, to treat your mind as your most valuable asset, to be nurtured, challenged, and expanded without end. To embrace the relentless pursuit of knowledge as the very essence of a well-lived life, a life of purpose, impact, and profound fulfillment. The journey of becoming, of continuous evolution, is the most thrilling adventure you will ever embark upon. Step forward with curiosity as your guide and an insatiable hunger for understanding as your fuel. The world, in all its complexity and wonder, awaits your eager mind. Are you ready to truly see it, truly understand it, and truly shape it with the power of your ever-expanding wisdom? The answer for those destined for greatness is always a resounding yes. The true measure of a mind is not its capacity to store facts, but its ability to discern, connect, and innovate. We live in an era where information is abundant, often overwhelming. The critical skill, then, is not merely to consume information, but to process it, to filter out the noise, to identify the signal, and to weave disparate threads into a coherent tapestry of understanding. This is where the habit of lifelong learning transcends mere accumulation and elevates to the level of genuine wisdom. Wisdom isn't just knowing more. It's understanding deeper. It's seeing the underlying principles, the intricate relationships between seemingly unrelated phenomena. It's recognizing patterns that others miss, anticipating consequences that others overlook. This profound understanding allows for truly impactful decisions, for creative solutions that move beyond the obvious, and for leadership that inspires genuine trust and progress. Consider a seasoned chess master. They don't just memorize openings and endgame positions. They understand the flow of the game, the psychology of their opponent, the subtle shifts in advantage. They've internalized countless games, learned from every victory and defeat, and synthesized that experience into an intuitive grasp of strategy. Their mastery isn't about rote learning. It's about a deep, internalized wisdom forged through relentless study and application. The cultivation of this wisdom demands a particular kind of intellectual humility. It's the recognition that the more you learn, the more you realize how much you don't know. This isn't a demotivating thought, it's an exhilarating one. It expands the horizons of possibility, revealing new realms of inquiry and discovery. It frees you from the illusion of certainty, allowing you to remain open to new evidence, new perspectives, and new truths, even when they challenge your most cherished beliefs. This humility is the antidote to intellectual stagnation, the catalyst for perpetual growth. Furthermore, lifelong learning cultivates a profound sense of empathy and perspective. As you delve into different cultures, histories, philosophies, and scientific disciplines, you begin to see the world through a multitude of lenses. You understand the complexities of human motivation, the diverse pathways to truth, and the interconnectedness of all things. This expanded perspective allows you to transcend narrow self-interest and connect with humanity on a deeper level, fostering compassion and effective collaboration. It empowers you to build bridges where others see walls, to find common ground where others perceive only division. This continuous growth is not just about what you gain, it's about what you become. You become a more resilient individual, capable of navigating adversity with grace and fortitude. You become a more creative problem solver, seeing opportunities and solutions where others see only obstacles. You become a more impactful leader, capable of inspiring others through your own example of persistent growth and unwavering dedication to excellence. You become a more fulfilled human being, your life enriched by the endless pursuit of understanding and the joy of continuous self-transcendence. The universe is an infinite library, and your life is the privilege of reading its boundless volumes. Every sunrise is a new chapter, every challenge a complex paragraph, every success a profound insight. The habit of lifelong learning is simply the commitment to turn each page, to absorb every lesson, and to continually write the most compelling narrative of your own becoming. So, step forth with an insatiable curiosity. Let every experience be a teacher, every question a compass pointing towards deeper understanding. For in this unwavering dedication to learning, you will not only unlock your own boundless potential, but you will also become a beacon of light in a world hungry for insight, innovation, and wisdom. This journey of perpetual growth is your greatest legacy, a testament to the limitless power of the human spirit when it chooses to learn, to grow, and to perpetually become. Are you ready to claim that legacy? The cultivation of a mind that constantly seeks knowledge, this insatiable hunger for understanding, is not a passive endeavor. It is an act of courage. It demands that you confront your own biases, challenge your preconceived notions, and step outside the comforting confines of what you already know. It requires the bravery to admit when you're wrong, the humility to learn from those younger or less experienced than yourself, and the fortitude to persist when the learning curve feels steep. Think of the pioneers of any field, the scientists who dared to question established dogma, the artists who broke from tradition, the entrepreneurs who disrupted entire industries. Their breakthroughs weren't born from intellectual complacency, but from a relentless pursuit of new truths, often in the face of ridicule or skepticism. They embraced the discomfort of cognitive dissonance, recognizing that the friction of conflicting ideas is precisely where innovation is forged. They were not afraid to unlearn, to dismantle old frameworks to make way for revolutionary new ones. This courage to constantly learn also empowers you with intellectual independence. In an age saturated with information, where opinions are often presented as facts and echo chambers reinforce existing beliefs, the ability to think critically and discern truth from noise is paramount. Lifelong learning equips you with the tools to evaluate information, to question authority, and to form your own informed conclusions, rather than passively accepting what you're told. It liberates you from the tyranny of popular opinion and strengthens your own inner compass. This independence, however, doesn't mean isolation. On the contrary, it fosters deeper and more meaningful connections. When you approach interactions with a genuine desire to learn from others, rather than to merely assert your own views, you open pathways to rich dialogue and profound understanding. You become a more captivating conversationalist, a more insightful colleague, a more empathetic friend. The pursuit of knowledge, far from being a solitary journey, becomes a shared adventure, enriching not just your own life, but the lives of those around you. Consider the dynamic shift in global power, the rapid rise of economies and technological hubs that were once considered developing. This transformation wasn't solely due to natural resources or geopolitical shifts. It was fundamentally driven by a collective commitment to education, to innovation, and to the relentless acquisition of knowledge. Nations and individuals who prioritize learning become forces of progress, capable of transcending limitations and shaping their own destinies. The future belongs to those who are not afraid to be perpetual students, those who view the world as an endless curriculum and life itself as the ultimate classroom. It's about cultivating a mindset that actively seeks out challenges, knowing that within each one lies a hidden lesson, a new insight waiting to be unearthed. It's about understanding that every interaction, every book, every documentary, every conversation holds the potential for growth, if only you approach it with an open mind and a hungry spirit. This commitment to lifelong learning is the ultimate declaration of self-responsibility. It acknowledges that your intellectual growth, your personal evolution, and your ultimate potential are not dependent on external circumstances, but on your unwavering internal drive. It is a conscious rejection of stagnation, a resolute embrace of continuous becoming. It is the understanding that your greatest asset is not what you possess, but who you are becoming, forged in the crucible of ceaseless learning and disciplined self-improvement. So, let this be your personal creed. To never cease exploring, never stop questioning, never halt the relentless pursuit of understanding. Let curiosity be your compass, discipline your vehicle, and wisdom your ever-expanding horizon. For in the journey of lifelong learning, you will not only unlock the secrets of the universe, but more profoundly, you will unlock the extraordinary, limitless power residing within you. The world is a vast, ever-unfolding mystery, and your mind is the key. Are you ready to keep turning it, day after day, year after year, until you truly master the art of living?